going on to a river. Can you just hold the boat a sec?
I fucked up again. It's really scary.
I think we're a few seconds away from a fire. That looks aggressive, but you do that to help the other boaters. You can't see.
Always on a high, you were always on my mind, dear Wichita.
Welcome to Cruising Alba.
We invite you to join us on our adventure living off-grid and travelling the UK canal network. I'm Miles.
And I'm Marina. Hey guys, we are on our last day of travelling to Oxford. Let's go back a bit. We've spent 2 months in lockdown in Watford, just outside a stunning golf course, unable to move as all boaters did. At the end of May, all continuous cruisers, i.e. liveaboard boaters without a permanent mooring, were once again allowed to move and been asked to do so. I was furloughed, Miles was working from home, and we thought that we can use this time and cruise somewhere we've never taken Alba before, on the Thames. We travelled up the Grand Union to Bronston Junction, where we joined the Oxford Canal. After 3 weeks of travelling, we are about to get to Oxford, where we are going to take our boat on the river for the first time. We have about 3 or 4 hour journey, 7 locks, and we're finally going to get to Oxford. We're going to stay there for a few days, relax. We are ready for a break. It's also raining today, not too heavily. We've been quite lucky, we didn't encounter too much rain. There was a hailstorm one day, but mostly been pretty dry. So I guess we're catching up on our rain quota today. Do you know what this is?
Yeah, we're going on to a river, and this just tells you what state the river's in. River Cherwell? Never heard of it.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready for peace? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Forget bad memories and
So first time in the river. A lot wider than the Oxford Canal so far.
birds are filling up the sky, are you willing to try? Right.
This lock protects the canal from seasonal changes in the river flow and height. Because the change in height through the lock is small, maintaining the forward volume of flow into the canal every time the lock is opened was a problem. This has been solved by building a wide lock with an unusual 6-sided shape. This increased the volume of the lock chamber and the amount of water that flows into the canal every time the lower lock gate is opened.
If we fail, we just reboot. Grass is greener on this side, are you ready for new? New beginnings, new pride, let your spirit shine through. Many more come, many more under the sun. Pack your finest suit, and we will keep it steady. We will be the confetti, and if we fail, we just reboot.
Can you just hold the boat a sec?
I f***ed up again. I'd just gone through the bridge and I was being really careful. I was being in the middle and it was absolutely fine. I was really slow this time. The Buddha's head didn't didn't fit, so it got cut off by the bridge, so it's broken now. Yeah, so this is really upsetting, and driving on Oxford Canal has been quite tricky, and I've had so many incidences that I really feeling kind of losing my confidence. Well, we wanted to get a puzzle for months, so now we've accidentally got ourselves a 3D variety.
I know this goes on there, pretty much. But his head's getting back together.
I'm feeling a bit better, but I'm still really upset.
Nothing about electrics, but everything is off. But this is what we've just discovered. Okay. Right, need a tiny screwdriver and some wire cable. Somewhere this is shorted, and I'm presuming the two wires have touched, which creates the heat, or it's overloaded. Either way. So what I'm trying to do is insulate the wire so they can't touch each other. It should have tripped before it got there. It shouldn't be allowed to overheat. So we've got one down there, we've got one up there, and we've got one over here, so they're all going different directions.
I was just about to leave and Miles was in the bedroom, and so if I wasn't there looking at it, we could have had a fire. It's really scary.
Oh, I think we're a few seconds away from a fire.
So I just spoke with Ed, our boat mechanic and engineer. I sent him photos of what happened here and explained. So he called me back and explained that this unit, it's actually a car part and it's really flimsy and cheap and it shouldn't be used much. And we obviously have a 4-part socket that's been plugged into that.
Been charging absolutely everything.
Including a high-powered Mac that I've been editing on, and I've been plugging in for at least like 6 hours a day. What we need to do now is to buy a marine grade 12-volt outlet that we should be able to fit ourselves, because the main 12-volt cord looks intact and undamaged, so it's heavy duty and I think that's fine, and the way we isolated it with the electrical tape is also fine. That's what Ed said, so we are fine for now. Okay, I said fine about 100 times. So I'm trying to leave and actually go and pick up my new laptop that I'm not going to be able to charge for USB. God.
I'm really allergic to being outside. Oh, loads of bloody lift bridges. I'm glad to see the back of them. Had to throw some up like Hercules. I got some help as well.
Enjoy Miles's admiration and running commentary of the canal gardens we pass.
This one has been done up in the last like 5-6 years. It's like, yeah, okay. And these guys enjoy a bit of exercise. This, I love this. This is like making the most. This is like Caribbean holiday beach shack on the canal. Canoe and cocktail included. I like that, that's my favourite. Quintessentially lovely. Got a hammock, nice, like it. Boatyard, I'm feeling. Could do more. That looks aggressive, but you do that to help the other boaters. You can't see, so it's a hazard. I'm actually helping.
I remember going for a walk here, just over there, when we, for the first time, stayed on a narrowboat, and the narrowboat should be just further up the canal, literally within maybe 200 meters. So we are really excited to see it. I've not been for a run for a long time. Since we set off to come to Oxford on our journey, I've only been once. When we were doing so many locks each day, it really hurt my knees, and I didn't want to add any more stress with running. I'm gonna do some yoga now, but the banks of the river are covered in poo, so I need to be really careful. It's just gonna happen anyway.
We're off to Oxford. We're going to go for a wander, go to the shops, see if there's another mooring in a nice spot. But just a bit of a casual walk around Oxford.
And we're going to show you guys the first narrowboat that we stayed on together here a year and a half ago that helped us to understand that yes, we can live on a narrowboat, and we then decided to buy one.
Hey, do you remember 20-something years ago? Those cold nights.
This is the end of Oxford Canal. This bit over there, as south as it goes.
The fireplace warming us, the VHS movie box, your old broke down touring bus, and not a single cloud in the sky. If I could go back in time, I'd pack my bags right now. If I could play back, rewind, I wouldn't think twice. A pair of jeans and a dusty shirt, we didn't have a dime.
Since we left central London in March, we haven't been to any cities, and seeing Oxford this deserted was a bit of a shock. Everything is closed. Can we find lunch?
We'll find lunch.
Sneak it out in the night.
We managed to find an open cafe and had the first coffee in 3.5 months.
Beating hearts full of lust, shiny stars over us, just a dream guiding us, and not a single cloud in the sky.
I couldn't resist and shared some bread with this pigeon. I regretted that instantly. Now all of the pigeons are here.
If I could play back my life, I wouldn't think twice. A pair of jeans and a dusty shirt.
And this is Ben. It's mad to think that we're now here on our own boat.
Hello,
Ben.
Was time.
Looks like these moorings come with personal post boxes. How civilized. What colour is it, Maz?
Radioactive green.
If you know why canal is this green, comment below, let us know. I'd love to know. Even though the city centre was remarkably quiet, I could feel the contrast between out there and the slow canal life. It's so good to be back on the boat. We're going for a walk to scout out the next mooring spot and whether we need to go on the Thames already today. We just saw an old swing bridge for the railway tracks. I wonder how old it is. This is Rewley Road Swing Bridge, one of the 2 swing bridges in England that are scheduled monuments. Oxford used to have 2 railway stations side by side. Oxford Rewley Road was at a lower level than the Great Western Railway Station, so to avoid blocking navigation on the river, its tracks passed over this rather unusual double-track swing bridge.
I need to keep an eye out to see how people are mooring, because it might be a bit different on the river, but this guy's got pins, so yeah. I think you can moor anywhere that you can get close enough to the bank, but naturally the banks will get shallower.
We ended up right in front of Port Meadow, watching a spectacular display of rain in one corner of the field and rainbow in another. Come on. After the colourful show by nature, we walked across a bridge with a very fitting name, Rainbow Bridge. We couldn't find an obvious mooring spot, so decided to stay on the canal for another night. Little did we know that we are going to spend the whole summer on the river. Next week we change our plans, brave going on the Thames, get used to the new huge locks, Mars is the first to swim in the river but not because he wants to, and a lot more cruising. Thank you guys so much for watching. A big thanks to all our patrons who help us to continue making these videos for you every week. See you in the next one.